In the sutra on mindful breathing, the first exercise he offers is in out. Xuất tức, nhập tức. Breathing in, I know this is my in breath. Breathing out, I know this is my out breath. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. It's like a children's game to identify your in breath as your in breath, to identify your out breath as your out breath. And while you breathe in, you are completely aware that this is your in breath. Your in breath might last 10 seconds or 15 seconds. And during these 10 seconds or 15 seconds, you may have 1 second being fully aware that this is your in-breath. But nothing prevents you to maintain that awareness during the whole time of your in-breath. If you only have 1 second or half a second of mindfulness, that this is your in-breath, that is not so bad. That's not too bad already. But you can do much better. During the whole time of breathing in, you maintain that awareness alive. This is my in-breath. Suppose your in-breath begins here, and ends here. And this is the length of your in-breath. 15 seconds or 10 seconds. And suppose your finger is your awareness. If you breathe without your awareness, that is not practice. Now you are breathing with your awareness. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Your finger always stay with your in-breath. Never take off like an airplane. And you might use just one word, in. In, out. And this is your training. And if you know how to do it, you get the pleasure of the practice. This is not something hard to do. You don't need to make any effort. You just enjoy in-breath. And you are completely aware that this is your in-breath. You keep your awareness alive during 10 or 15 seconds. And those of us who pay attention to the rising of our abdomen and the falling of our abdomen, breathing in, I notice that my abdomen is rising. Breathing out, I notice that my abdomen is falling. That is one of the ways to maintain the awareness alive during the whole time of breathing in and breathing out. And it can be very pleasant. Whether you are in a sitting position or in a lying position, breathing is always a pleasure. And since your mind is completely focused on your in-breath and out-breath, you stop all your thinking together. Because that awareness is not thinking. Breathing in, this is my in-breath. That's not thinking. That's pure awareness that something is happening in the here and the now. That something is I am breathing in. And that is awareness, that is mindfulness. And since mindfulness is there, concentration is there. Because when you are mindful of something, and if you are fully aware of it, you are concentrated on it. You are concentrated on one thing, your in-breath. And that is why you know that the energy of mindfulness carries within herself the energy of concentration. Concentration is born from mindfulness. Mindfulness is a mother, concentration is a daughter, and mother and daughter are just a continuation. Mindfulness is always mindfulness of something. In this case, mindfulness of your in-breath. Concentration is concentration on something. And here you are concentrated on your in-breath. And in mindfulness and concentration, you can stop altogether your thinking. That is something very important. Because there are those of us who cannot stop our thinking. There is a cassette tape always on the run in our head. We think of this, we think of that. We cannot stop our thinking. And we overthink. We think too much. It's like a TV set left on the whole night. It becomes very hot. Your head is also like that. If you keep thinking, your head becomes hot. And you cannot sleep. You want to find a button so that you can stop your thinking, but there is no button at all. Because your head is not a TV set, your head is not a cassette player, there is no button. Fortunately, there is the practice of mindful breathing. And when you practice mindful breathing in and out, you stop your thinking because your mind is focused on your in-breath and your out-breath. You enjoy so much breathing in and out that you forget thinking. And this is very healing. Those of us who cannot stop our thinking, who get our head hot, who imagine a lot of things, whose thinking produces a lot of fear, of despair, we know that thinking is not helping at all. Thinking leads you to more confusion, to more fear, to more uncertainty. Therefore, thinking is not being. I think, therefore, I am not alive. And therefore, stopping the thinking is the beginning of being alive. Because in the state of non-thinking, you are really with your in-breath, you are really with your out-breath, you are really with the flower, you are really with the blue sky. Touching deeply. You don't need the thinking. The thinking removes the true contact, the deep contact. And that is why to learn, to train ourselves in mindful breathing in and out, and to stop the thinking, we can heal ourselves. We can begin to touch the wonders of life that are available, that favorize our healing. Because these elements have the power to nourish, to refresh, and to heal. The first exercise proposed by the Buddha is already a big step, and it's so simple, so easy. You can enjoy doing that. This is not hard work. That is for your enjoyment. Breathing in, I'm aware that I am breathing in. I'm aware that I am alive. And being alive is a miracle. It's the greatest of all miracles. This is a practice of resurrection. People don't live their life. The body is there, but their mind is elsewhere, caught in their worries, in the future, in the past. And only one mindful in-breath help them to go home to themselves and to become alive again. Resurrection is not a ritual practice. Resurrection is a practice. And every time you go back to your in-breath and out-breath, every time you use your foot to make a mindful step, you become alive again. That is truly a practice of resurrection, to bring life back. So that first exercise of mindful breathing is a gift made by Buddha. Please enjoy it. Please share it with your beloved one. Share it with your partner, with your child. Hold her hand. Invite her to sit down and to enjoy her in-breath, her out-breath. Darling, let us breathe in and become aware of our in-breath. And your mindfulness, your energy of mindfulness will support him, support her in doing the same. This is love. And you might like to invite him, to invite her to go for walking meditation. And both of you do nothing except enjoy your steps, your in-breath and out-breath, and get in touch with life. Both of you are Buddhas at that time because you are inhabited by the energy of mindfulness. When you practice mindfulness, you are a Buddha. And if you practice all day, you are a full-time Buddha. If you just practice half an hour a day or 1 hour a day, you are a part-time Buddha. The second exercise offered by Buddha is long, short. That is practice of following your breath. The first one is to identify your in-breath as your in-breath, your out-breath as your out-breath. The second help you to enjoy the first practice all the way through. Breathing in a long breath, I know that I am breathing in a long breath. It means I enjoy my breath from the beginning to the end. Breathing in a short breath, I know I am breathing in a short breath. The practice is not to try to make your in-breath longer. If it is short, allow it to be short. If it is long, allow it to be long. Don't try to force your in-breath and your out-breath the way you want. This is very important. You allow your in-breath and your out-breath to be what they are. Don't try to force, don't try to bend. Don't try to work on it. Because you have heard expression like a breath work. That's not working. The practice of mindfulness is practice of become aware of what is going on. If your in-breath is short, you know that your in-breath is short. You don't criticize. You don't condemn. You don't judge. You allow it to be like that. That is what we call simple mere recognition. Just turn on the light of mindfulness and become aware of it. Like you look at a child playing on the ground, you don't interfere, you just become aware of the child. So your in-breath is a child. Your in-breath might be short, might be long. You allow it to be what it is. You just turn on the light of mindfulness and become aware of your in-breath. And yet something will happen by itself. If you become of your in-breath like that for a few moments, the quality of your in-breath will improve. It is like a flower. Your in-breath is like a flower. And your mindfulness is like the sunshine. The sunshine just embraces the flower, recognize the flower. And yet the sunshine will have an effect on the flower. Mindfulness is like the sunshine. It is a kind of energy. That energy is to recognize, to embrace. And by recognizing and embracing that energy, you have a good influence on what it recognizes, what it embraces. In the morning, the flower has not opened yet, but the sunshine continues to shine, to embrace. And we know the sunshine is made of particles called photons. And the photons, they embrace. They are not satisfied with going around the flower. They penetrate into the flower. And 1 hour and 2 hours later, under the influence of that sunshine, the flower opens herself. So our in-breath is like that, our breath is like that, it's a flower. And recognized by the energy of mindfulness, it will transform itself naturally without your intervention. And this you can notice in your practice. You don't try to make your in-breath longer or deeper, but if you become aware of your in-breath and out-breath, they will naturally become deeper. Longer and more harmonious. The quality of your in-breath will improve with the energy of mindfulness, embracing it. 1 minute can already make a difference. If you spend 1 minute breathing in and out mindfully, you notice the quality of your in-breath and out-breath will increase. Deeper, longer, more harmonious. And if you practice, if you continue for a few minutes, you notice that more peace, more harmony will come to you through your in-breath and out-breath. Because your in-breath and out-breath will have an influence on your body and will have an influence on your feelings. On one side, there is your body. On the other side, there is your feeling. And if your in-breath has become more harmonious, deeper, slower, and then your body will profit from these three things: harmony, depth, and slow, deeper, slower, harmonious. And in your feelings also, it will inherit from these qualities of your in-breath.